Hello everyone, Chris here. In this video I'd like to give you my version of the support tier list of the end of season 5, so hopefully you will be able to watch this video, apply knowledge and rank up as a result. Let's get started. So we start our journey with the character that's been added recently, and it's gonna be a Lifeweaver. I would place this character at the D tier as this is one of the worst characters in the game at the moment. Let me explain why. The main underlying issue with Lifeweaver is the fact that he is not a duelist. If you take a look at Moira, if you take a look at Ana, if you take a look at Brig, Zen, Kiriko, Bap, or even Lucio, all of them have the potential to combine healing with damage potential. The fact that you can double kunai, headshot kill a person while you are on Kiriko, and then just cleanse yourself and TP out of danger while having a very slim model, that's very hard to hit. And then you compare that with Lifeweaver, that's very clunky, very big hitbox for the amount of health that he's gotten, no armor, no ability to escape other than clunky flower that can be hacked, can be broken. And it is really easy to pierce it with some abilities like Reinhardt, Flame Strike, or others. Character is very vulnerable to dive meta, and in the current state of the game, while in every single GM lobby you see Winston, Tracer, Sombra, Echo, Widowmaker, you know that you are gonna be a massive letdown for your team. There is not a single thing that you can do against a diving comp that will just absolutely destroy you. You will get bubbled off your team, you will not be able to protect your second support, whether it's gonna be Ana, whether it's gonna be Zen. And ultimately, at the start of the Lifeweaver journey, I thought this character can be used on verticality maps such as Numbani, such as Dorado, such as Hollywood, to really flower up the teammates and go for desired high grounds. Life Grip was nice in the idea of making it, but in reality it is just not a great ability to utilize. Overall, this character is D tier. Hopefully in season 6 of Overwatch 2 that's coming soon, we will be able to see some immense changes to this character. We've already heard some foreshadowing where the developers of the game are saying that he's gonna get reworked. I personally think that he needs a lot more damage with his left click and quite a few changes to his healing. I personally don't like the fact that Kiriko can throw kunai and then heal without losing efficiency, and Lifeweaver has to swap and stuff, but this is just personal preference. D tier, move on to the next one. Next character on the list is gonna be Ana, and she is taking the #1 S tier spot for the best support of season 5 Overwatch 2. And it feels like nothing is gonna change even for season 6. Of course, we don't know the details, but I suspect that she's still gonna be at the top. The fact that you have insane abilities such as anti that can both work on your teammates and the enemies, and for the most part you can throw it on your tank and the enemy tank at the same time, boosting yours and weakening the enemy tank. It's just completely insane. The fact that you can use one ability and completely shut down certain characters and certain ultimates. So many times that I slept the nanoblade and saved the game. So many times I slept the ball over and over again to the moment where he would just go in, get slept, get antied, would die, and just reset or swap the character because he's mad. The fact that you can be a great danger to Hog players because they will not be able to use their heal, the fact that you will be insanely strong versus Doomfist, makes you one of the best supports in the game to choose from. The fact that if you are being untouched, you have unprecedented ability to absolutely carry your games, even though support is the lowest carry potential role in the game. You still can make difference, you still can fix the mistakes and errors that your teammates are making. Imagine the situation your Winston goes in and he messes up his bubble or he messes up his jump and now he's out of position. I cannot think of a single character that would be able to completely save the Winston in that situation. Kiriko would have to use the teleport in order to utilize her range of her healing. Zenyatta has just too little healing to save him. Baptiste can save him up with the lamp, but it's not as reliable as Ana. The fact that you can counter nano while your tank is low HP and you just press nano on him and he goes from, oh please, I am absolutely dying from cringe, to the Terminator mode where he can absolutely destroy the whole lobby with just you pressing one button. The fact that it's really easy to play versus dive if you have a Brig duo, the fact that it's really easy to play versus brawl as you are always out of line of sight of Reinhardts, Ramatras, Junker Queens and Zaryas, the fact that you can play versus pretty much everything and pretty much with everything makes Ana the greatest choice of support that you can possibly go for in the current meta. You have to understand that this character is a very high skill ceiling, and if you'd look at the overbuff statistics, you will actually see that Ana has 49% win rate for the past month, which means that she's not overpowered if you look at statistics, but when you go for the actual gameplay, you will see how broken this character is. I personally absolutely love watching Overwatch League professional ranked matches where 7, 8, 9, 10 Overwatch League players play together in ranked environment. Every single time they go Ana, Brig, Tracer, Sombra, Winston, and it's so satisfying to watch that. I can guarantee you that once one team swaps Ana for Kiriko or for Moira, they insta-lose. The fact that this character brings so much value makes her the top of my personal choice. I absolutely love playing Ana. She's my most played character and I am planning to hit Grandmaster with her. I'm very close to it. We'll see that in the future. Absolute S tier. Let's go for the next one. The next character is going to be Brig, and I personally think that she is very close to taking the S tier spot, but I would place her at the top of A. The fact that the strongest combination that you can possibly go for on pretty much any map right now is gonna be Ana Brig makes this character so unique, so easy to use, so valuable for the team, that when you look at the overbuff statistics across all ranks, across all regions, this character has the highest win rate of all the supports. Very counterintuitive, right? Because you almost never see Brig in your games, because people have no idea how to play her. People would usually take Mercy, because they think that Mercy is so much easier. They would usually go Moira. Matter of fact, when you are playing versus Dive, when you're playing versus Monkey, when you're playing versus Wrecking Ball, when you're playing versus Doomfist, there is not a single best second support that you can take for Ana to protect her from the danger. And remember when I said that you have to enable your Ana in order to unleash her full potential? You have to be in a line of sight of Ana, and she needs to be uninterrupted. Because every single time I play with my friends and we go dive comp, the first thing I specifically ask them to go for is the backline, and specifically Mercy. They usually go Ana Mercy, or they usually go Moira Mercy, and it's just a free game for us. I'm jumping on the Winston, my guy goes in with Tracer, the other guy goes with Sombra, and maybe Ana in the backline follows up with Anti or the Shot, and there is nothing you can do. But every single time I play Dive versus Brig Ana comp, it is just so impossible to do anything. It is so impossible to do anything. The fact that your health packs goes through bubbles and shields, the fact that your health packs are easy to throw and almost impossible to miss. Maybe you can miss it if your teammates are clumped up together and you are accidentally healing another one. They are very reliable. Your whip shot is a great defensive mechanism. Your shield bash is a great option as well. And my personal problem when I just started playing Brig was the fact that I would always want to brawl, always want to go in and swing my mace, but matter of fact, most of the time you just play back and throw your health packs. And the fact that you can have so much value on Brig by doing pretty much nothing in comparison with Ana, where you have to be focused, you have to be concentrated, you have to throw your abilities. Brig is a very low skill ceiling character, which means that she is easy, but she has insane value for how easy she is. In comparison with Ana, that's high risk, high reward, and requires a lot of practice. So make sure that if you are thinking about playing the support, you go Brig and you ask your second support to play Ana, and watch how easy it is gonna be to defend your supports and DPS from the enemy dive. Let's go for the next one. It feels like when you are playing this next character, you are bringing all the bad psychologically that there is from an enemy tank. Zenyatta with his Discord orb is known to be the worst support to play against when you are playing the tank role. It is utterly impossible to do anything on a wrecking ball, as you go from an unkillable hamster to a person that's dying in 0.5 seconds every single time you are in his line of sight. The fact that you don't have any footsteps, allowing you to go for the flanking style, just like you would do with Kiriko. The fact that if you can master your charged right click, I believe it's called volley, you will be able to go for insane shots on the squishes, whether it's gonna be a support or DPS. The fact that you have great synergies with the meta characters such as Tracer. The fact that if you go for the healing orb on the Tracer, she is pretty much unkillable, and as long as you are applying both healing orb on your Tracer and Discord orb on the enemy Tracer, the duel is going to be in your favor all the time. It's gonna be so much easier to kill Arisa players, it's gonna be so much easier to kill Doomfist players. And every single time I would swap Zenyatta to counter Ball, suddenly the Ball disappears, and now the dude is playing Junker Queen, and now the dude is playing Ramatra. But guess what? These characters still suffer versus Zenyatta. In terms of the duo potential, Zenyatta is great with Ana, Zenyatta is great with Kiriko. I have seen people play Moira Zenyatta, but this is kind of a troll comp. Zenyatta Baptiste is also nice. I don't feel like you have enough healing with Zen Mercy, but again, on lower level publics, everything can work. You should just try, limit test yourself. He is insane for the carry potential, and if you would think healing wins games, try damaging people. It is insane, and you'll be surprised to see how well you can go and how far you can go on Zenyatta. Highly advise you to try out watching Awkward's unranked to GM on Zenyatta, try out watching the Fran unranked top 500 on Zenyatta. Apply the principles that they are going for, and you will see great results on those characters. Next up we have Kiriko, and I'm gonna place her at the middle of A tier. She's still incredibly strong, anywhere from bronze 5 to high masters, simply because you have a very slim model. You deal 120 damage with your headshot, you have the ability to flank, you have the ability to heal bot, you have the ability to completely counter certain ultimates, such as Junker Queen ult, such as Ramatra ult, where you just TP out of his range. You can prevent dives, you can cleanse Zarya grabs, you can pretty much save teammates in situations where they would have been 100% dead without you. I feel like anywhere below diamond level, you can just run into people and they would struggle to kill you. You have insane matchups versus Cassidy's, you have insane 1v1s versus soldiers. It's really easy to kill Tracer players with a headshot, body shot, or a headshot and then a melee. It's really nice how you are almost invulnerable, yet you bring so much to the table as the support. You can climb walls, it means that you can deny flanks from the enemy DPS that would want to flank. For instance, Ashe on the King's Row, while she tries to jump on the high ground, you can easily contest her. Soldier is the same. Only problem that you will encounter are gonna be flying characters. It is pretty hard to hit them, as well as Winston players. If you are losing your cooldowns for nothing and then you are getting dove by Winston, there is nothing you can do to save yourself. He don't need to aim, and you are just getting absolutely destroyed. But other than that, if you are going for like this low elo kind of environment where 90% of the player base is sitting in like below GM level, Kiriko is an exceptional choice and can be super deadly. Next character on the list is going to be Moira, and I am debating whether I should place her at the B or C tier. We'll place her at C tier. Let me explain Why? This character lacks utility, and the fact that your best tank can be D.Va, Winston, or Ramatra is not making your job easier as Moira. In order to utilize her heal, you have to be very close, or you would have to spend your orb going for heals instead of damage. But just as Awkward said in his unranked to GM on Moira video, said, damage, damage, and damage. This character has an insane potential of absolutely carrying the game on your back. You have the ability to completely dominate the lobby with your damage orb, and I've had games where I would go 15k damage, 15k heals, and carry games on my back. It was in mid-diamond level. Now I am close to Grandmaster on support, and I can't think of a situation where I would play Moira and have more value that I would personally have on Ana or Brig. Character is very vulnerable to dives. You cannot really protect your second support as your healing is not reliable, it's not stable. Yes, you have Fade to fade out, but if you are getting caught in the trap of Junkrat, Acid Nade, or Zarya's Grab, there is nothing you can do to save yourself. And if you would compare Moira with Ana, there is nothing to speak of. It is just night and day difference. If you compare Moira and Brig in ability to counter dive, it's also insane. And then Kiriko and Zenyatta are pretty much the same. I would rather play versus Moira as a tank rather than playing as or versus Zenyatta. Let's go on for the next one. Next up we have Lucio, and he takes the B tier spot. This character is very nice when you are playing Brawl comp with a Brawl tank such as Ramatra, Junker Queen, or you are going for Reinhardt. These characters benefit from you speed boosting them. These characters benefit when you are stacking up as a team and going for the healing orb, especially when you amp that up. Lucio can be a great healer in that regard, but character is pretty clunky when it comes to dealing with the meta pick right now, as we are going for Winston, Tracer, Sombra, Ana, Brig again. There is no way for you to dive backline and go Reddit Lucio. There is no way for you to peel for your backline and support your second support, or protect your second support. There is no way for you to counter interact because of Brig, or just Sombra hacking you out and you're dying from cringe without the ability to speed amp, heal amp, or the ability to ride walls. The fact that you have to be in a very coordinated environment to make this character work is just makes him really impossible to really get any value when it comes to ranked play. Hopefully in Season 6 we will see some interesting changes that will allow Lucio to shine to the top, but in the current meta, in the current state of the game, this character is inferior to the options that we have above. Yes, you absolutely can play this character, and you are a nightmare to every single Widow player if you are playing him in the correct manner. In reality, he is just very competitive oriented, and 99.9% of the players will never be able to even have the chance to utilize him in a proper setting. It's interesting how I was so unaware that Baptiste is an insane character. I'm about to place this character above Kiriko and Zen, and let me explain why. This character is very nice on certain maps where you are playing poke comp. And if you have no idea what poke comp means, you are playing Sigma, you are playing Widowmaker, you are playing Hanzo, you are playing Baptiste, and you are playing Zenyatta. And this way you are able to deal insane damage on mid to long range distances, and pretty much not allow any tank to even get close to you. If the Winston is jumping, you are just completely destroying his shield and then him. If Reinhardt tries to get closer, he's getting absolutely obliterated on the top or on the spot. Baptiste is very nice on maps with verticality such as Dorado, Hollywood, Nepal, where you have to take high ground sometimes. He's very nice in a setting where you have to utilize his ability, and if I were to choose my own support, every single time I would play long maps such as Havana, Circuit Royale or Junkertown on Sigma, as this is the meta tank on those maps. I would ask for Baptiste, because Nano Sigma is very horrible. But Windows Sigma, I love it. The fact that you can use your lamp to save teammates makes Baptiste an insane character. And if you would go for the best players in the game right now, the top 500 players, you will actually see that all of them are playing Ana, Baptiste, and maybe Zenyatta. Or Ana, Baptiste, Brig. Or Ana, Baptiste, Kiriko. I feel like enough said here. And the last character on the list is my favorite one, Mercy, and I'm gonna place her at the bottom of C tier, and I'm sure there are gonna be so many people that are like, no, Mercy is a great character. Let's be honest, she's horrible. The character is pretty bad. I understand that some players have no intent to aim train, some players have no intent to go for anything but being a leech, being a parasite, being a person that sticks to a good DPS and ranks up in that regard. Mercy has one of the most boring gameplays of the whole Overwatch, and if you were to argue with me, I would stand on a hill that Mercy has no place in Overwatch 2. In a 5 versus 5 setting where everything is super fast paced, where you are running versus a brawl comp with Ramatra and Lucio that's speed amping towards you with his ultimate, or you are playing versus Winston, Tracer, Sombra, and they are diving you 24/7 and you are dying, and dying. On higher level lobbies, you will struggle tremendously to utilize this character to the full potential, and this is exactly why you almost never see Mercy players in top 500. It's interesting how they are trying to rework the character, because damage boost is somewhat broken given the 30%, but in Season 6 it's gonna be 25. But in reality, I feel like Mercy has to be a lot more self-reliant, just like they power shifted power from the Torbjorn turret to his left click and right click, as well as with Symmetra turrets for her left clicks and right clicks. I personally would want to see Mercy have the same thing applied to her by the creators of Overwatch. Hopefully we will see that in the future, but as of right now, this is the whole tier list of end of Season 5. So hopefully you will try out those characters, realize how fun and enjoyable they are to play the game. Thank you very much for watching. I wish you good games. See you in the next one. Take care.